So I've got a question for you. How do you go about building a multi-billion-dollar economy that you've never built an economy before? You don't know how economies are built. In fact, you did pretty bad in school when it came to economics. You failed algebra. You're not the person that's going to project manage anything. And you need to come up with a way as to how we're going to solve all these problems. Well, the problem starts with trust. And in order to have an economy, my understanding is you need trust to be able to make sure that you can understand where you are in that economy. Have you improved your life? Have you done better than your neighbor? That competition is really at the heart of human endeavor. And for thousands of years, it's always been about physical things, whether it's food or cities or your livestock or the number of followers you've had. It's always been a physical thing that you are measured by. Well, while money and scarcity have become our focus, and we've lost the ability to build reputation, to be able to understand that how you go about knowing who you are in people's minds and caring about it more than the number of electoral votes that you got because you've coerced people, or the number of views that you got because you've scaring people. Well, that's now going to change quite a bit, because what you're able to do is now make those things much more transparent. You see, we're horribly manipulated, and we are more manipulated now than ever before. And the problem is that I see very few people are willing to take a chance. There's almost an epidemic of people who just look at the world through their left brain, their ability to look at logic, but the creative, the theoretical, the things that are out of the box, well, those are really hard for people to want to take the risk and the chance that they may be wrong and look foolish. So they never say anything. And the scientists are petrified of being ostracized, because in today's world, it's so easy to just cast dispersions on someone based on their words that they may have said 20 years ago. So how do we change that? Well, we start to understand that a person's contribution, what they've been able to deliver, is actually in the form of a story. And in fact, everything that you do is a story. And the story is the basis by which humans have always communicated. But we don't have a standard for that in today's world, let alone one that will allow you to be able to communicate with your AI so that you understand where you are in the story and what you've done and what you need to do and how your story compares to someone else's story, so that the AI can teach you what you need to do to improve those things. You know, it's funny how we spend so much time looking for cost savings, being fearful of the next person, but what we don't spend any time doing is looking for solutions. If we just spent a fraction of the time that we do fear-mongering, telling people what they're not able to get and blame the other person and finding the scapegoat, man, what would this world look like? My hope is we're kind of physically worn out, mentally just done with that whole idea of pointing blame, telling somebody that they are less than they should be thinking of themselves because they may pray a different way, they may have a different belief system. But betr changes all that. Betr makes it easy to see that individual's contribution, because their collective contribution to the world is something that we now understand how to measure, or at least we have the path to getting there, and that's through AI and building AI agents that improve people's lives and the ability to do that. So I wanted to just mention betr Story. It's a great thing that I've used and a way to be able to look at how to take any problem, any situation, and solve it. I wish you a better day. Be well.